Hey everyone! I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, but hopefully the information I'm going to share with you will be worth the wait. Okay, so let's dive right in. I've got a question from Jen. Okay, so she writes, I'm a surface pattern designer and I'm currently building a website and I'm trying to post to Instagram regularly. I feel that there are so many other elements to consider. I'm uncertain what order to do things in. And she asks, she needs to register formally as a business, starting an email list, creating a newsletter, have a LinkedIn profile, submit to contests, etc., etc. Yeah, so she says the list seems endless and the feedback on what to put my time and energy towards would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so that is quite a common question that I get very often, and I completely understand that because I was exactly the same when I first started out. So the best advice I ever got, and I can't even remember where I got it from, but I think it was one of the books I was reading at the time, is, okay, so we like a one-man show, right? So unless you have staff, which would be great if you did, but I'm guessing you don't, you need to really be strict with your time and how you spend your time. So everything you do has to have some kind of value attached to it, and the value, what I'm going to explain in a minute, what I mean by that, needs to have some kind of value attached to it that is working towards your ultimate goal. So step number one would be to work out what is your overarching goal. So I'm guessing that your goal would be to produce work, to create artwork, and then to find clients who will actually buy the artwork. So those are your two main goals. Maybe you have artwork and maybe you have clients and your goal is to build this amazing portfolio platform. So whatever it is that you're aiming to kind of achieve, as I said, work out your main goal, okay? And then every single thing that you do has to be serving those two goals. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of on a scale of 1 to 10, measure where the thing that's passing your desk or the idea that's coming to your mind, like, oh, I need to do this, or I need to do that. You need to ask yourself a question, where does this fall in the scale? So 10 would be, if our goal was creating artwork and finding clients, 10 would be something that's directly related to creating artwork. So 10 would be drawing something or creating a design for your portfolio. Or another 10 would be literally getting on the phone and finding clients for your work. Okay, so those are very obvious 10s. Where it gets weird and difficult to discern, you could start saying things like Instagram could get you business, but you can't be sure of that. There's no guarantee because there's Instagram algorithms. The art directors that you want to expose your work to may not see your work. So I'm going to even put that at like a 2. So that's like a 2 out of 10. So what would you rather spend your time on? A 2 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10? So whatever it is that you do, you need to kind of give it a value. For example, you asked about the registering of your company. Is that a priority? I don't know how it works in your country. I know in our country we don't need to register our business to actually, work as a solo entrepreneur. So maybe for you that's not important. So I would scrap that for now. That's like on the back burner. Things like sitting down, working out a list of all the art directors that you want to target, finding their email addresses, getting maybe phone numbers, getting maybe their PO box numbers. Those things are all a 10 out of 10. Like, okay, maybe a 9 out of 10 because you can't be sure you're going to get work, but it's directly related to your goal. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, so you also want to look at things that are actually going to put you in the negative. So if I go back to Instagram again, how many times do we sit there and spend like 3 hours scrolling aimlessly and looking at other people's work? To me, that's actually a -5 because A, you're wasting time, and you're probably doing a whole comparison game, which is just going to kill your creativity. So that's a definite negative. It's not a positive. So you literally want to be sitting down, and if you work out your goals, your main goals, and you work out your priority for the day, so perhaps you have on your list, you have, I don't know, email X clients, write a newsletter, and maybe make a LinkedIn profile. So what you're going to do is, what is actually going to be a like what's going to be a score for all of those? Maybe the LinkedIn profile is important because you know that art directors are looking on LinkedIn for surface pattern designers. A newsletter, who are you targeting with your newsletter? Are you actually targeting clients, potential clients? Or are you actually just, writing a newsletter and sending out a newsletter to fellow artists? And that isn't really beneficial. I would give that like a 2 out of 10. So yeah, so all the tasks that you do every single day on your to-do list, you're going to score it, and you're going to make sure that it is as close as possible to your main goals. And once you start doing that and you become super, super focused, I promise you that the needle moves so much faster and faster and faster. So just to quickly also give you some advice about a website. Again, I don't know what your goal is. Maybe you've got a lot of artwork already. Maybe you've got a lot of clients already, and you literally just want to build a really good website. Then spend all your time on that. But if you don't have clients and you think your website is there to attract clients, yes, it definitely can, and it will. But then you have to honestly prioritize. Like, you're not going to get it perfect the first time. Don't faff about, spend hours and hours, days and weeks and months trying to perfect your website if you haven't even got clients yet. So focus on the stuff that's actually going to get your artwork sold. If you are getting artwork sold, then you can spend all that time on your website and make it amazing. So yeah, that's my advice for prioritizing. And I promise you, when I started doing that, I saw huge shifts in how much work I actually got done and how quickly I achieved my goals. So I hope that was helpful. Till next time, bye.